Nikola Tesla, Cyrus II, and Ron Hubbard made iconic positive impacts during their generation, and the ripple effects are visible in the 21st century. Is there a rare and perhaps mysterious trait shared by these three individuals? Let's have a detailed look at each one of them. Who is Nikola Tesla? According to the domain's historical account, Nikola Tesla inhabited a biological body on July 10, 1856, in the village of Smiljan, Vojna Krajina, today's Serbia. His parents gave birth to a boy named Nikola Tesla. Every once in a while, a few off-duty deaf officers take it upon themselves to assist in technology to Earth EBs. These deaf agents leave their doll at the space station and, as an EB, are born into or take over a biological body on Earth. Sometimes, an officer can remain on duty at the space station while simultaneously inhabiting and controlling other bodies. This depends on the mental concentration required by the task at hand. Nikola Tesla is documented in the domain's archives as one of the volunteers assigned to teach advanced technology. While on Earth, he frequently exited his human form at night to attend to other duties at the domain space station. Here's an in-depth perspective on Tesla's personal life and the outstanding accomplishments which he provided to Earth EBs. Alternating current AC. Officer Tesla was in New York before April 1884, working with his colleague, Thomas Edison, who later became a competitor. Tesla's first project was to develop systems suitable for electricity transmission on planet Earth, as well as several other rudimentary technologies. Although Edison designed a workable, cumbersome electric generator for direct current, DC, Tesla completely redesigned the company's generators to deliver a much more efficient alternating current. If there's regret, what would it be for Nikola Tesla? Research suggests that Tesla earned less than he should from his invention of the AC motor had he negotiated a royalty agreement with Westinghouse rather than settling for a one-off paycheck. Perhaps Tesla's inexperience in the business, plus the naive assumption that every human being wished him well, blinded him from seeing the immense potential of AC motors. Later, he ran out of money to complete the Tesla Tower generator located in Colorado. Records from the domain archive point out that Tesla's so-called inventions already existed throughout planetary systems in the physical universe for trillions of years. However, the bots who ran planet Earth as a prison planet for more than 30,000 years prevented such technology from reaching Earth's EBs. These included the X-ray, wireless power transmission, and radio. The Tesla scope was used to communicate with extraterrestrials on the planet Venus, where he was born before life on Earth. The Tesla coil and the resonant receiver could communicate with other planets, and he sent signals to Mars using this invention. Tesla's efforts to help the prisoners of Earth were fought and opposed at every turn by the influence of the bots. The agents of the old empire relied on mind control mechanisms and prison guards to frustrate Tesla's efforts toward the power generator he built and tested in Colorado. The device would provide free electricity conductible through the atmosphere across the entire planet. The banker, J.P. Morgan, who financed the project, had the entire device dismantled and destroyed when he learned that the enormous profits from fossil fuel sales ceased to flow once the generator became fully operational. It didn't come as a surprise, since solutions with little to no benefits to humans tend to prevail whenever greed is the motivation. Here are a few idiosyncrasies about Tesla and why it happened. Do the numbers 3, 6, and 9 hold any power? According to Nikola Tesla, everything in the universe contains some frequencies, or in layman's terms, power. However, since EBs can create physical realms, there is one factor to distinguish between original and parallel universes. A keen look at how EBs created organisms on Earth reveals that all objects in nature begin life as a single cell that later divides itself into 2, 4, 8, and so on, all in unison. The cell sequences would look like this: 1, 2, 4, 8, 16, 32, 64, 128, 256, 512, 1024, 2048. If you take the sum of each number, which means adding double or multiple digit figures into one digit, you will come to 1, 2, 4, 8, 1 plus 6, 3 plus 2, 6 plus 4, 1 plus 2 plus 8, 2 plus 5 plus 6, 5 plus 1 plus 2, 1 plus 0 plus 2 plus 4, 2 plus 0 plus 4 plus 8, and so on. That reduces to one digit of each root. 1, 2, 4, 8, 7, 5, 1, 2, 4, 8, 7, 5, and so on. So, it seems no matter what, we have a sequence of 1, 2, 4, 8, 7, 5 which repeats itself infinitely. Going one step further, we will see that the numbers 3, 6, 9 are not part of the organic matter present in the 3D creation. Nikola Tesla believes the universal law does not prohibit any duplication of realms. Even though we are in parallel universes, each one is unique, and this difference is based on the 3, 6, and 9 factors. Organic matters are replicable, and this is evident because we can see a version of ourselves or our loved one in the parallel universe. Yet, we may not see the same house or street in that realm due to the 3, 6, 9 factors. What is the phenomenon attached to 3, 6, and 9? While other digits represent the root numbers for organic matters, 3, 6, and 9 symbolize root numerals for non-organic matters such as shape or solid object. A circle, for instance, has 360 degrees, and when you calculate its root number by summing it into one digit, it adds up to 9. You'll notice that when you divide 360 by half, then calculate the root figure of 180, the answer is 9. Take it a step further and divide 360 by 4, then calculate the root. Number 9 stands out strangely. The physical universe attributes its characteristics to the particles that formed it. Molecules remain the same while energies transform into different forms. Thus, a physical cosmos distinguishes between each other by the number of solid particles contained therein. Although we find there are probably millions of realms, each one is unique based on the number of particles it contains. The molecule's container can change organic matters, and this event alters a universe in its entirety. We will not find any other parallel universe compared to Earth that lacks one or more physical particles that are distinct. Why is the Tesla Energy Tower created somewhere else on Earth currently? Recent findings from the Domain Expeditionary Force suggest that the same technology has been deployed, based on original Tesla plans, as a global military weapon using the combined force of billions of watts of electricity directed into the upper atmosphere from multiple stations located around the world. The weapon can cause vast destruction at specifically targeted locations, including earthquakes and tsunamis. Conversely, the mechanisms, when directed at individual EB, can turn into a mind control or population control weapon. Who is Cyrus II? At around 576 BCE, the EB signature of Commanding Officer Aduk was relocated to Persia. He reincarnated as Cyrus II, ruler of the Persian Empire, who exercised egalitarian methods inspired by the domain to conquer and unify the Middle East into the Persian Empire, the largest nation on earth. Herodotus, the Greek historian, claimed that when Cyrus was 10 years old, it was obvious that the boy had an enormous destiny ahead despite his status as a lowly herdsman's son, stating that his behavior was quite noble. The ruins of the ancient Persian civilization have carved stone reliefs depicting Cyrus II as a winged god. In episode 2, we saw that the domain attempted to telepathically communicate with Aduk, hoping to jolt memories of his past life as a deaf commanding officer. They tried to convince him that he belonged to the domain by showing him pictures of Earth from space, spacecraft, and other objects from his previous missions. Unfortunately, the domain's attempts failed because Lieutenant Hathor, an operative of the Brother of the Serpents, lured Commanding Officer Aduk away from rediscovering his identity. The bot's operative inhabited the body of a daughter of the Median king Astyages. In her earthly disguise, she drugged Cyrus II, plied him with sensations of the flesh, and gradually enticed him from the way. Shortly after, in 530 BCE, Cyrus died in battle along the Sir Daria River in modern-day Iran while confronting an army led by Inspector Mastema. Once outside the body, an occult force screen picked up Cyrus and treated him with the usual electric shock amnesia hypnosis mechanism. Lieutenant Hathor then sent him to be reincarnated as a peasant farmer in India. Stone statues of Cyrus II standing in the ruins of his once formidable empire show him wearing a three-headed crown of serpents, which sadly signifies the bots who controlled his mind and brought a tragic end to his destiny on Earth. Officer Aduk is still incarcerated on Earth, and we wish he had returned to the domain so we could have further telepathic communication with him while creating this video. Who is Ron Hubbard? Ron Hubbard continues to stir controversy within the churches of Scientology more than a decade after his death. The author and publisher of Dianetics went ahead to create churches of Scientology, and this made him a sensational personality. Ron Hubbard promoted Scientology to help EBs recollect their divine identities as creators of the universe. He believed that he had a method that could clear Earth beings who found themselves attached to bad entities. We must admit that the information gathered about the old empire is just a small fraction of what happened. The old empire banished radicals from their society to Earth or the prison planet, based on what we learned in episode 1. The civilization run by the old empire consisted of citizens fully subjected to mind control so that their only purpose was paying taxes until death. The old empire kept a watchful eye on individuals who incited the society to rebel against the oppressive leadership. Radicals found guilty and unfit for the civilization got subjected to memory erosion under coercion and then sent to planet Earth. Ron Hubbard came across as having the best intentions for Earth EBs, and this is the reason why he amassed colossal success and wealth before passing away in 1986. Does the method suggested by Ron clears attachments to bad entities? Maybe it works for some. We can tell that he gained insight into Earth's amnesia problem after engaging with the domain through intense meditation sessions. How do the 7 chakras impact our mental or spiritual being? A body is made of interconnected systems that independently respond to stimuli while serving collectively to sustain life in organisms through breathing, feeding, and reproduction. Each biological system in the body is controlled by an epicenter that's able to identify various stimuli. However, despite the independence of each system, the EB has full control over its epicenters. These epicenters are identifiable as chakras in the Eastern world. The bots possesses technology that can remotely control the mind of an Earth EB. The victim under this control may display artificial personalities or find themselves stuck in specific behavior circuits. The control mechanism works similar to how a space engineer uses a remote control to increase or decrease the speed of a satellite in orbit. To enforce their dominion on Earth EBs, the bots made sure to conceal the hypnotic control points. These old empire agents used their hidden technology to lure an Earth EB into irrational or harmful behaviors. Unaware of this hypnotic mind control technology, an EB weighted down by the guilt of their irrational actions tends to blame themselves while hopelessly trying to pinpoint the source of their destructive thoughts. That's why you should be on high alert whenever an undesirable thought, emotion, sensation, compulsion, or impulse pops up or recurs in your mind. What advice does Tesla have for EBs living on Earth? Never forget your abilities or identity. It's always wise to approach a new idea or invention with an open mind instead of rejecting them on sight. The reason behind this approach is that if you were subjected to amnesia and told what to believe, similar to how the old empire used occult screens to trap EBs and electrocution to erase memories, then it would be impossible for you to identify and act in your best interests. It's important to think outside the box and encourage other Earth EBs to exercise creative thinking. As you might recall, you can fly when you are in a dream state. Why not turn this into a reality, since while in the dream state, we can see with our inner eyes and then manifest outer realities after waking up? By giving your ideas or dreams the benefit of doubt, you can work backward on your theory and notice the possibilities of turning them into tangible realities. After all, an EB is the creator of all things in the physical and other realms. Our final thoughts. The Source created spiritual beings that are infinite, immortal, omniscient, and omnipotent. Human beings can ever use to describe the EB's nature entirely is the word God. Although a majority of EBs are trapped on planet Earth, we may ask, how does a God cease from being all-knowing and all-powerful? The truth is that you, plus several other EBs who possess divine abilities, chose to forget that you have them in the first place. It's similar to playing a game of hide-and-seek where the players that are hiding forget that it's just a game and stay concealed for the rest of their lives. Just pause for a moment and imagine yourself stepping inside a cage. You intentionally lock the door and throw away the key. After a while, your mind firmly believes that you're not in captivity even though you cannot move beyond the confines of the surrounding metal bars. What's even more bizarre is that you forget that you're the one who locked the cage and threw away the keys. Earth EBs also entrench themselves deeper into the illusion by choosing to believe in religions that promote gods as the sole creators of the physical universe and humanity. It's hard for humans to assume responsibilities as gods because the bots ensured that the millions of souls that reincarnated on Earth got subjected to memory erosion before inhabiting human bodies. The skepticism towards the existence of a god inside each human being is why Earth EBs remain trapped. One of the most important skills you want to remember is to relearn and communicate telepathically to other ascended and powerful EBs. This way, you will learn firsthand what is true and false according to their knowledge. Likewise, you can also connect directly to Source. Our next episode will focus on a lesson in biology and the theory of evolution. Thank you for watching.